When I first saw Playtown, I was like, is this even a horror game? Release is coming up, so I guess I should tell you what this project is all about and why it reminds the Garten of Banban. And also it has a pretty weird active advertising on its YouTube channel. If you compare it to the number of teasers and trailers for other games on this very channel, of course. But before we jump to conclusions, let's find out what kind of game it's gonna be. Let's go! Dinosaurs plus playgrounds. Isn't that supposed to be the success formula? I mean, all the children that go to playgrounds like dinosaurs. Even I had plenty of dinosaurs when I was a kid. I knew all their names, what they eat, and also their real size when I was very young. Therefore, I knew which toy was good, which one wasn't good. Something like Fakes in Toy Dinosaurs World. Even though they were all made in China. The developers scattered dinosaur toys all over the playground to highlight the main concept, and that's kind of weird. You'll get what I'm saying. There's a baby chair with a dinosaur on it. If you look at the floor, you see a dinosaur. Dinosaurs beside the trampolines, more baby chairs, more dinosaurs around. I designed the playgrounds in a dinosaur style instead of just dropping them all over the place. You probably want to know why there's so many dinosaurs around. Look, this game is called Happy Place, made by another studio, Combo Mambo Games. Do you get the idea? Maybe I'm wrong, but there could be something that connects these two projects. Although Playtown is developed by other guys, TNP Games. But for some reason, they also packed the place with dinosaurs. Maybe the developers communicate and unconsciously took over the experience. But TNP Games hasn't made any appropriate game yet. It seems that Playtown is gonna be the quality benchmark for these guys, since they're so confident about their project. But we already see some weak points in the game, such as, oddly enough, the plastic balls. They caught my eye right away because they lie in rows. If you don't get it, I'll just show you. Just look at this, it looks awfully unnatural, and obviously instead of putting them on a blender and make them into a single model, as I think was done in Joyful, here they're literally piled one by one. This not only looks ugly, this could cause lags and freezes because of a lot of unnecessary objects. Apart from the balls, I've noticed the same thing in all the trailers of the game. It's the same square rooms, roughly the same size and with roughly the same pattern. One entrance, one exit. Yeah, there are a bit more doors sometimes, but most likely these are some small rooms with the necessary items to go through. Actually, in the first and the second chapters of Garten of Banban, the map has about the same pattern. But still, there were combined rooms and pathways, even horizontal elevators. Playtown seems to be just a single hallway divided into sectors. That's the example of poor level design. And no matter how good you decorate all this, if the walkthrough is boring, nothing's gonna improve the situation except redesigning the whole level. By the way, here's another clear example of poor level design from the same TNP Games. The game's called Happy Land, you can find it on YouTube. There's a hallway with a bunch of doors. Looks horrible, doesn't it? Well, however strange that may sound, this simplicity can be a huge advantage. For example, for very small children who'll play the game. But this game is supposed to be a horror game, so it's not really appropriate for little kids to play it. So why not make it better? And that's cunning of developers because it's supposed to be a horror game. There are different monsters and screamers, but it's too simple and ridiculous for grown-ups. But for little kids with their immature mind, it's just dangerous. But I'm not gonna concentrate on that today since that's a special topic for another video. Here's what I'm gonna say. I was attracted to the game by its mascot, probably like many of you. This is a dinosaur Stag. He's present in every single video of the game. In one of them, Stag steps on a necklace that once belonged to the daughter of the characters we're gonna play for. The dinosaur is not creepy-like at all. Will he really be the main villain of the story because something happened to him and he started attacking visitors, while keeping his cute face? This dinosaur is walking towards us with purpose. Perhaps there will be more than one chase. And as it's written in the description of the game, as we progress, we'll be forced to evaluate every step we take to avoid being killed. There are gonna be traps everywhere. For example, Stag is swimming here, but obviously our protagonist will have to go through. Maybe this will be something like platforms that sink from time to time and you have to watch your next step carefully. I think there are definitely some traps hidden in the pipes too. I also want to point out that it seems that we'll play not only in the playgrounds, but outside as well, at least similar to the outdoor locations appear in the developers' videos. Besides, the game is called Playtown. This way, we got playground with traps, a town, and a funny dinosaur who wants something from us. And all this is accompanied by epic soundtrack like from the movies. This thing is kind of weird and reminds me of bizarre Garten of Banban-like adventure. I'm talking about the moments when you're walking down the hallways and you don't know what to expect. You know, it's kind of creepy at times, but when you realize what's going on, you don't really care. If Banban was simply a horror story, it wouldn't have generated all these memes. Maybe Playtown is gonna be similar, and it's possible that for some unknown reason, everyone's gonna like the game, even considering the past experience of TNP games, when games were more like vague attempts to build something out of other people's concepts and show it to their friends as a first experience in the game development. So I'm waiting for the game and I'll definitely give my assessment. I hope it will not repeat the same maze of the Bouncy Bear.